Mick Mulvaney, the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, just released his first report to Congress about his agency's activities. And in that report, he is asking members of Congress to help him destroy this organization that he only recently became the head of. His report says that his agency just has too much power and too little oversight, and they can just do too many horrible things to those nice guys up on Wall Street and the nice guys sitting in those big banks. So they've got to take all that power away from him, because God knows what's going to happen if we actually have a bureau in the federal government who is in charge of investigating financial crimes from the big banks and from Wall Streeters. That's what Mick Mulvaney wants, and he's asking Congress to help him do it. And I guarantee you, given the ties that members of Congress from both Republicans and some Democrats have to Wall Street banks and hedge fund managers and all of that, I guarantee you they're going to do it. They're going to go along with Mulvaney's brain-dead plan here because they don't care about consumers in the United States. And if you think, well, no, maybe they do. Listen, this organization that Mulvaney is running is called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Right there in the name, it tells you what it does. It protects consumers from financial fraud from banks and Wall Streeters and hedge funds and payday lenders and all of that. And Mulvaney wants to take that power away from his agency because it's just too much for him. Now, this is the same guy who's already ended several lawsuits against payday lending companies for their predatory lending practices that put people in an endless cycle of debt and repayment, most of whom are never able to fully pay off those quick little payday loans that they go and get. But again, this always goes deeper. This is not about Mulvaney actually thinking this agency has too much power. Mulvaney understands that, like most members of the Trump administration, he's got what, maybe a year and a half before he gets fired or resigns or gets indicted. I don't know. So he has to demolish that organization as quickly as possible in order to protect the big banks. So that way, if we ever get somebody in charge of the agency that actually cares about protecting consumers from financial fraud, they won't have the tools necessary to prosecute any of these bankers that continuously, repeatedly pull the same crime on the American public and never go to jail. Mulvaney wants to make sure that that remains the status quo. He doesn't want things to change, other than he wants his agency to be crippled, so that way he won't even be responsible for prosecuting any of these banks when they continue to pull off these massive multi-million and multi-billion dollar scams against American consumers. We'll have no recourse when they do this. And Mulvaney can sit back and say, well, that's not our job anymore because, like a good little Republican, I destroyed the agency that I was supposed to be working for. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see here on Ring of Fire, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. You can see the little subscribe button down there, but if you're watching it on another device where you can't see it, go to youtube.com/TheRingOfFire, hit subscribe, be notified every time we get a new video.